Welcome everybody to Beyond Boundaries with Lisa Richmond. I'm Lisa Richmond and this is Tarot Tuesday. So I am totally feeling the cards today. There is already so much coming through. I can feel the energy of the collective. So if this is the first time that you're tuning in, welcome. I'm happy to have you here. I am a medium and intuitive channeler. And so I come on every Tuesday and pull cards. And I call it Tarot Tuesday. But I am definitely not a traditionalist when it comes to tarot. I use tarot and oracle cards to help illustrate and tell the story that spirit is bringing through. So I work alongside spirit with the cards to bring forward an illustration so that my viewers and my community can all feel connected. And this is just how I'm guided to do it. So if you're watching, you're like, that's not necessarily the card for tarot that it means. I tend to be very candid with it and use the illustrations along with the message. So I'm feeling that there's going to be some pictures in these cards today that tell a story because that just keeps coming forward. Okay, so welcome, and let's jump right in. So this week I'm going to be using The Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reid, as well as Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reid, and then I love pulling a bonus card with the Spirit of the Animal Pocket Oracle by Colette Baron Reid. And then I was really guided to use the Sacred Symbols Oracle deck today too to help illustrate any of the messages in a grand finale type of way. So I'm really curious too. It's almost like Spirit already knows. Like Spirit's like, okay, I know the message. Now I want you to bring it through as the narrator. So that's kind of fun. So thanks. And let's see what Spirit has to say. So I'm going to start with the tarot deck today. Hold on. Nope. I'm starting with the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. I was going to, but they're like, nope. Okay. So I asked my guides and my higher self to step forward today and allowing me to bring through any messages deemed for the greatest good of all involved, from and only from the highest consciousness available. And may we be surrounded by love, ease, and grace today. Thank you for showing up, these beautiful angels and spirit guides. What messages do we need to hear today for the collective? What collective messages do we need to bring through today? Okay, not for you. That's interesting. Hold on. Okay, hold on, because I feel like there's a bit of a channel here before I pull cards, so sorry. And that might be what this is, so hold on. Okay, so Spirit wants for me to bring through the message for the viewers today, when whomever is viewing this needs to hear it, is that we just went through a big period of time in manifestation and creating a very important destiny or a very important pivotal change in which we are bringing through for our greatest good. And it is in the process of alignment right now. So if you're feeling like you're doing all the things and you're bringing your manifestations into technique by creating the feeling and the energy that you want to be feeling, and you're working alongside your spirit team, but you're not getting any results, they're telling you the expectations of results is actually slowing down the process of you receiving this manifestation. Because once in the works or in the process of creating what it is that you're creating, it takes some time for it to fall into place. So please be patient with how things are unfolding. And remember, there is a timing and a divine presence of each thing and each opportunity that we bring in. The important thing to remember right now is there is only one moment, and that moment is the now. And it is what you choose to do with it. Whether it is an action now, whether it is a moment of observation, or whether it is a moment of rest, the only moment that we have is the now. So please allow yourself to be comfortable in the now moment so that you are able to fully expand and receive the opportunities in which you have brought forward for yourself in your manifestation process. Okay. That was a little channel. I don't think I've ever just full sended channeled a message for you guys before. So that's a message. How it felt that, when I do channel, it's always different, but how this one felt is they accompanied my channel with a bunch of visuals. And so how it looked was, when you were sending a postcard to someone, or a birthday card or something, you're really waiting for them to get it and you're so excited. And then there's a moment in time where you're like, did they get it? Did it get lost in the mail? How come it's not there? How come I haven't heard it? Did they even like it? I haven't heard from them, right? There's no moment except right now. So you send it off with love and then just keep rolling with the moments. And then you will receive in divine timing the part that is to align for you for your greatest good. Okay. So in the moments of release and observation, in the moments of right now, just chill out a bit. Just allow it to happen. Know that you did good. You've done really good work. You've worked really hard at this manifestation process. So give yourself a sec. Okay. Now, all right, Spirit. Along with that beautiful channel, is there any kind of illustrations that you would like my viewers to see today in which they can connect to from the Divine Oracle? Milk and honey. There's a rainbow here again. Rainbows. Guys, rainbows keep coming up. Number 51. And in it, you can see it's milk and honey. There is a cute little elephant basking in that bowl of milk, and there's honey. This card indicates all great things. This is like really being able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. This is like the receptivity of that divineness that you put out into the universe. This is such a beautiful card. So really take a look at the card and see how it resonates with you. In the land of milk and honey, the receptivity of all the things in which you deserve, right? I feel like we're starting to see the results of this manifestation. It's like the tidbits are starting to come back to us. So yes, be patient with it without expectation. But when you receive in that wholeness, when you're just like, release it, and then you're receiving the things that you put out for your greatest good, not I want the yellow car on the 7th of the month and I want it to blah, blah, blah. Like more like I want to feel safe in a vehicle. I trust that the process will turn up and it'll be able so I can have my road trip because I'm going to have, like all those feelings, right? Creating your destiny based on how you want to feel. And I feel like we have done this and we are doing this. And the milk and honey card is starting to say, now you can bask in the greatness of this and how it is aligning with you and how you're starting to receive all the greatness when you put down all the extra stuff. Saying, you're not coming with me? Great. Now what does my future look like? What am I manifesting? So this is like the sun is coming out. We did just get a whole bunch of rain in Canada here, and the rainbow's coming out. It's like the sun's coming out. Now we get to start enjoying what we've worked so hard for. And then we have number 20, Imagine card. So the John Lennon song's actually coming into my head. Imagine all the people living in this world. Ooh, that's really powerful. Okay, so this card is such a beautiful imagery of that imagination process of putting your heart out. And it's like, I don't know necessarily what it says right now, but I love the fact that there is this like character in it that's holding on to a string that's attached to the moon. And it's like that wondery card. It's like that anything that you could imagine can come true. So keep thinking about a world that you want to live in, an existence that you want to be in. Keep it going. So what the great thing about the combination between the milk and honey card and the Imagine card is that by starting to receive these little tidbits of that receptivity of you seeing the proof in the pudding kind of thing of the work you've put in, now it will motivate you to keep going, keep imagining, keep using your I want to feel like childlike adventure, that childlike imagination, so that nothing is impossible, right? Nothing is impossible when you dream. So imagine everything that you have. So when you start to see the results, that's proof. Keep it going, keep it going. And then there's a soulmate card. So that's number 41. So 41, soulmate card. We have these two penguins. One's holding the key and it's into the heart of the other penguin. So it's like holding the key into the heart. Now, I like this because it's such a love card, obviously, of like you might be coming into a place where because you know yourself so well and you're really getting to know who you are, you're aligning in the energy that is you're able to receive in that same vibration. You're able to receive in that same energy. So when you're in your best, most authentic energy, that's when you're able to pull in like energies. And now I love this because it's obviously soulmate. If you're looking for love, this is a really great validator card. If you're not looking for love, if you're like, there's like a transformational aspect of this too, because we did just go through kind of a shadow time. And now we're kind of awakening to this divine masculine and divine feminine like co-collaboration. And so it might indicate also almost like a rebirth of an existing relationship. So if you're maybe in a long-term relationship and you're looking for like almost like a rekindle or this is interesting. Okay, how they're showing it to me is like when you and somebody else, either started dating or got married or beginning of the relationship, you were two people who you were at the time, and then you've grown, grown, grown. And then it almost felt like a time there where it was like, okay, are we just going to grow apart or are we going to come together? Like, I don't know how this is going to work because it kind of feels like we're growing apart. But then it's almost like with this big energy, we've like pulled in aspects of selves from our higher self that has allowed us to upgrade in our own personal experience, but also upgrade together. So it's almost like a new relationship has formed from an existing relationship because you two are integrating higher aspects or higher vibrational aspects of self in order to kind of rekindle or like get back. So it's like, I've gone and done my work this way. I've gone and done my work this way, even though the work doesn't look the same. Like if you've done a bunch of spiritual work and your partner has done a lot of like inner child work, it doesn't have to look the same. And the process doesn't have to look the same, but it almost feels like because of this work, we can start to look at each other and be like, oh, we met each other in the vibration. Like, you're looking this way doing this and you're looking this way doing your work. And all of a sudden you turn around and you're like, look at us. We've come so far. And then you start to come together again. Okay. So that's what the energy of the soulmate card looks like is not having to adjust who you are, but almost like acknowledging that who you are naturally aligned with another because they have raised their vibration as well. Or you wouldn't settle for a relationship for so long because you were working on yourself. And then all of a sudden, again, milk and honey, proof is in the pudding. You're seeing what is possible when you love yourself and the types of relationships that you can attract based on when you are working with your higher self. Imagine all the things that you can create. Nothing is impossible. This is such a beautiful spread because this is like knowing your worth and really like reaping the benefits on a very good level of imagining everything that you've ever desired to come true, coming true. And with relationships. Now, they keep saying it doesn't have to be like romantic relationships. Remember that. We can have a soulmate relationship with a pet or a best friend or a sibling or a parent. Sometimes this is more about when two individuals have reached a certain stage of vibrational upgrade and they're coming together again. Okay, so that's really beautiful. Thank you, Spirit, for those cards. Now I'm going to go into the tarot. I'm going to pull any tarot cards that will help illustrate this, or if there's another message that is better illustrated through the tarot today that people can hear and connect to after that beautiful message that came through. Okay, so we have the Six of Earth and the Ace of Water, beautiful cards. These are both like unbelievable, like imaginative cards. So if you take a look at the Six of Earth, that is like the Pentacle card. So that's like the Six of Pentacles, which is a card of this kind of give and take, an infinite giving and receiving. When we've talked about opening your heart space and being able to like give unconditionally and receive unconditionally, this really does align with the Milk and Honey card, an imaginative card as well, because It's like when you're in the Six of Earth energy, you are in the energy of infinite possibility, infinite amount of love, energy, health, relationships, like all of it is without resistance. So this is like a validation. Again, the same message over and over and over. What you give, you receive. Don't have any resistance to give and don't have any resistance to receive. Imagine it and it will be yours, and you can start to see how it feels. Because if you're going to give out a certain energy and expect a different energy to come back, that's not in alignment, right? So if you really want to receive infinite amount of love or acceptance, then what you give out is love and acceptance without boundaries, right? And so it's really getting comfortable in that energy. And this is the acknowledgement that we have started to become comfortable in that. And you guys are doing an amazing job. So like this is what Spirit's saying is a confirmation of this, like a validation of this, okay? And the Ace of Water is such a dreamer's card again. It's the Ace of Cups. It's that like that heart-centered, imaginative, creative card where it's you can anything you can think of or dream of can come true. This is yours. And the very water energy is very creative. It's this very like go into it. This is the time. The overwhelming message right now is if there's anything, I'm saying anything that has sat in the back of your mind that you want to do or try, and just didn't think you could because you were told a very limiting belief that that isn't the way to make money, or that's not what people want when they're looking for dating, or in order to create a masterpiece, you have to be an artist. And to be an artist, you have to sell X amount of paintings, right? Like it's such a limiting belief. What this is saying is that this is the opportunity. This is the energetic frequency that is around us right now, that anything that you want to try, anything that you want to try is in your ability. It's right in front of you. Try it. Pick up the paintbrush, pick up the recording equipment, make some music, or like grab your running shoes or go get yourself a new pair of shoes. That's even better. And get out there. You know, if you're like, I miss running and I miss jogging or I miss that movement and I can't jog anymore. And if I can't jog, I don't even want to go. Get out there and walk. It's beautiful. I remember when it happened that I had to transition from running to walking, and it felt like it's just not worth it because it just doesn't do the same thing. It is worth it. So I need a little bit more time. I get to see more. You know, I'm not going by it so fast. I actually get to absorb what's around me even more. And my body required the walking over running. And so my body was like, hey, thank you. And then all of a sudden I realized the limiting belief that if I didn't run out, it wasn't as good of a workout. Actually, my body responded better. I had less inflammation and pushback from my body, and everything worked out better. So the whole, I don't know where that went off on a tangent, but the reason why I told that story was because any kind of limiting beliefs that you have about something that might be holding you back from doing what it is that's been creeping in your mind lately, these are the cards to say, do it. This is your opportunity, okay? Get the stuff out and put yourself out there, even if it's just to yourself. And I just really feel this has a lot to do with creative projects or physical, like getting in touch with your body again, because the energy is in such alignment with this. So go do it. Go do the things. Because if it's holding you back because you think I don't have the time, I have to spend the money, spend the time to be more effective, to make more money, that's an old belief. That's an old belief, because now we know better. Milk and Honey shows you that when we're aligned with our higher self and working from our heart space, then we're actually able to receive the things we want, like money, much easier than when we're in a restrictive place, okay? You guys keep practicing it. It's true. It flows like water when you let it. Trust me on this, okay? All right, Spirit, bring in any animal messengers that will help this beautiful community to receive this message. Any animals that are coming through, animals of the highest vibration. Oh, I love animals so much. Moth spirit. Oh my gosh, I've seen like so many moths lately. This is interesting. Okay, number 39, moth spirit. It's called Surrender Now. Oh, that feels so good. Okay, the Surrender Now. I feel right away this card is saying with the surrender, it is like just letting go now of all the like why I can't do something, why I'm not doing something, why doing something will take me away from something. No, the surrender now is like surrendering to receiving the greatest fulfillment in our hearts, the greatest fulfillment. Because when we feel fulfilled, that's when we open our hearts to be able to receive what's around us. Okay, Spirit would like me to read this. So 39. Moth Spirit asks, what is guiding you right now? Are you in alignment with Spirit or pursuing something or someone with so much tenacity that it has become a compulsion or addiction? Hard work and dedication are virtues. However, when Moth Spirit appears, it is time to consider if you have gone over the edge in a relentless pursuit. You guys, I feel like this is what we were talking about. I might not have used those words properly, but like, you know, when we have tunnel vision, we're like, okay, this is the only way to get something done. This is the only way to do it. Surrendering is being like, okay, a lot of these limiting beliefs, a lot of these old things is just causing a lot of pain. And even if you don't believe in the whole act of manifestation, which I feel like if you're watching this video, you probably do. But anyway, if you're like, I don't know. Everything in this reading is saying surrender to it and start to see how Spirit has your back. These little things are going to keep showing up for you to be like, and then as soon as you're like, okay, I got 2 validators today, I'm not going to ignore it now. Why ignore it? Why test Spirit? Prove it more, prove it more. Why? Let your guards down and be like, okay, I'm ready to receive it. I don't need to question you anymore. I'm going to open my heart. I'm going to 6 of Pentacles it, right? 6 of Earth. I'm going to give and I'm going to receive without resistance, and I'm going to milk and honey it. I'm going to receive what it is there for me to receive. Okay, this is a big surrender. Workaholism, overeating, perfectionism, addiction to certain or even a person. Oh, to certainty, addiction to certainty. That's another one, guys. Is like, unless I know the answer. Well, like the channel at the beginning, the only moment is right now, right now. So just be in this moment. And if that makes you feel a lack of certainty, know that there is only certainty in this moment. Put it that way. I'm absolutely certain of this moment right now. And everything else is actually uncertain. So if you're only comfortable with certainty, then lean into the moment more. Okay? Now is a time for surrender and radical acceptance so that your drive does not cause you to flee or to fight. Spirit wants you to release your need for certainty and control so that you can relax into more balance and banish the shoulds and musts so that you can enjoy what it is you allow for what it might be. This is in such alignment with the rest of the reading, right? Imagine, receive, dream, like lean into all those things, because why not? Why not? You're here. You're a human. You have the ability to like really engage in all the things that you came here to do. Like, why restrict yourself from doing the pleasurable things? Honestly, let's get into it. I want to hear what they are too. Let me know. Be like, okay, this reading helped me to see that I'm going to actually like enter myself in this art thing, or I'm going to finally join the cooking class, or me and my spouse are going to finally take that trip that we've been talking about and haven't had a vacation together in 20 years. Like, let's go. Okay, last one, sacred symbols. Is there any sacred vision symbols that Spirit would like us to see to just continue? Divine masculine, yes. Okay, I felt this throughout the reading. Okay, so this is the number 2. So the divine masculine, I feel, is really coming through right now. I've experienced this in my own life, and I've talked to people who've experienced this. There is a major upgrade in the divine masculine. And what happened, it didn't necessarily feel so much because so much of like now I don't just mean men, I mean in the divine masculine energy that helps balance the earth. So we had the tipping point, right, where it was over masculine, and then the power and like the money and the greed and like that's a shadow masculine energy. Not saying it's just men, but like that shadow masculine energy. Divine masculine energy is the balancing of being able to put ourselves out there, action steps, collecting and working together for the greater good, right? Where the divine feminine is the dreaming and so when we talked about a lot of the divine feminine aspects of today's reading, the divine masculine is coming through right now to say, and that came through with this soulmate card too, because I'm not just talking about like hetero relationships. I'm talking about the balancing of divine masculine and feminine. And that is what brings us into this kind of like full expansion mode right now. And so really look at where the divine masculine is coming up in your life right now. Maybe allow yourself to open up to what that feels like, because there is balancing on the earth right now of this divine masculine, because the shadow masculine is starting to surface and we're starting to expose it, and people are really waking up to it and saying, I don't align with this, right? And there's an aspect of the divine masculine that's kind of stepping away and being like, okay, let's balance this out. Let's balance this out. Let's take a full look at the big spectrum of things and see how the divine masculine can incorporate into the divine feminine to make balance, that soulmate energy. Okay. Another thing that they're saying too is the moth card. This goes with the moth card because the whole aspect of like overdoing, addiction to work, certainty, having to know, like that, like mindset of like, no, I have to know. That's shadow masculine energy. Okay. So again, it has nothing to do with gender, but it's an energy. So the divine masculine is allowing yourself to step back and have balance so that you have equal balance in giving and receiving, letting go, and like having that divinity, that infinite symbol, which is the Six of Pentacles as well. Okay, so divine masculine is going to allow for balance. It's also the number 2, and 2 is all about balance. Okay, so how can you create balance in your life? By integrating the divine masculine. So we take time with the divine feminine energy as rest, restore, replenish, dream state, baths, water. That's all beautiful divine feminine energy. And then how to balance it is not then jump right back into work, full-time work, blah, 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 right? Divine masculine energy is that balance then of doing and receiving so that we don't burn out so quickly again, okay? Awesome. So thank you so much. I hope this resonated. It was a really beautiful, very strong reading today, and Spirit definitely came in. So I thank you to my guides, my higher self, for bringing in these messages for the greatest good of all involved. And I hope that this resonated. Please leave a comment if it did. And if you have any questions about either this reading or my channel in general. So again, Thoughtful Thursday comes out every Thursday, where I do just channeling a lot of this, but I'll talk about like current stuff that's going on. Or if you have a question that you want me to dive into, I do love answering questions in my Thoughtful Thursday. And then make sure you tune in on Spirit Saturday, because I post videos. They're long and they're just healing sounds. So you can put them on in the background or fall asleep to them or meditate to them. You don't have to watch, but it's my healing bowls, and they're totally channeled through Spirit as well to bring through a healing energy using vibrational sound energy for healing, for nervous system, chronic pain, fatigue, illness, all of it. So make sure you tune into that. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't done so already. It really helps the channel. And if you're looking to book a reading with me, you can head to avalonspirit.com. I'm under Journey Guides and Experiences. You can book a reading with me, or just email me and I'll set you up with a time slot if that works. And if you want a private energy healing, you can also email me and I'll send you information on that. Awesome. I love you so much. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.